Welcome back. In this video, we'll explore the feed settings section of Turbosubdomains. This is where you configure how the plugin handles content feeds, articles, and various post-related options. General feed settings. Let's start with the general feed settings section. First option here is the SSL check. This allows you to make a secure connection when an API is called, ensuring your data transfers are encrypted and protected. The second option is for making API requests through proxies. When you enable this function, you'll see an input box appear where you can enter a list of proxies. The proxy format should be proxy URL or IP, port, username, and password. You can enter multiple proxies here, each on a new line. This is useful for distributing your API requests and maintaining anonymity. Article settings. On the right side, Turbosubdomains has several important settings for articles. Let's go through each one. First is article length to show. This defines the number of words that will appear in each post in the front end. You can enter any number here according to your specific requirements. Next is the sanitize HTML option. Before publishing an article fetched from News API or RSS feeds, the Turbosubdomains system can sanitize the HTML by removing unwanted code from the content. This ensures your articles are clean and properly formatted. Simply enable sanitization using the checkbox here. We strongly recommend keeping this enabled for best results. The next option allows you to choose whether to include videos in the articles or not. Image management settings. Now let's look at the image-related settings. Remember the image API keys we configured in the API settings section? Those keys will be used to fetch images from your desired source and automatically insert them into your articles. The always include image function is particularly important. This ensures that no articles are published without an image. However, sometimes Pixabay or Unsplash may not find a suitable image for the keyword provided, or the AI might fail to create an image. In those cases, the plugin needs guidance on how to proceed. If this checkbox is checked, the Turbosubdomains system will check for the articles without an image setting to get instructions. You have three options for handling articles coming without images. First, remove. Plugin will not post the article at all. Second, draft. It will save the article as a draft, allowing you to work on it manually and add an image later. And third, post without image. The system will publish the article even without an image. If the always include image checkbox is unchecked, the system will publish articles regardless of whether an image is present or not. The default image source function allows you to select which image source should be used for all Youpcoing articles. There are four options currently available: Pixabay, Unsplash, Dolly 3, and Runware. The availability of these sources depends on the API keys you've set in the API settings section. By default, Pixabay is the primary image source, and if Pixabay fails for any reason, Unsplash is automatically used as a backup. You can choose any of these available options as your default source. Post settings. Moving down, we have a comprehensive list of options for different settings related to posts. Let's examine what each one means. Most of these settings are self-explanatory, but we'll cover the important ones in detail. Spinner. The spinner checkbox here allows you to toggle the spinner settings on or off. When this checkbox is unchecked, you will not see the spinner settings tab in your dashboard. The spinner settings tab will only be available if the spinner function is enabled here. AI. The AI checkbox enables artificial intelligence for creating content, which activates the AI settings tab. If you keep this unchecked, the AI functionality will not work at all. So if you're planning to generate and publish content using Turbosubdomains AI, make sure this function is activated. Article Forge and Content Machine. In the API settings, you learn that you can insert Article Forge and Content Machine API keys. This checkbox here enables those automation content sources. Article Forge and Content Machine will only be available to select as content sources in your content automation campaigns if these functions are activated here in the post settings. Do not duplicate. If you check this option, Turbosubdomains validates the article title and content to ensure there are no duplicate posts created and published. This is important for maintaining unique content across your network. Comments on new posts. The next function, if enabled, allows the general public who visit your article pages to comment on new posts. Important note: comments will only be enabled for new posts, and individual post settings will override these general settings. Enable Google Translate. This option will enable Google Translate functionality for new posts, allowing you to reach multilingual audiences. Capture full article. If you check this box, the full article will be fetched from the source and posted to the appropriate category rather than just excerpts or summaries or an incomplete article. Attribute content to original source. If you enable this option, the URL of the original source will be added at the end of each post. However, Turbosubdomains recommends keeping this disabled. Since you're posting articles with spun content fetched from RSS and News API, attributing to the original source may negatively affect your SEO performance. Subdomain 404 function. The subdomain 404 function enables orphan page redirection. If any page of a subdomain is unavailable for some reason, the URL will automatically redirect to the subdomain homepage. If the subdomain itself is not available, the URL will redirect to the main domain homepage. This prevents dead links and improves user experience. Log settings. Image logs, post logs, and debug logs are available in the logs section, but they are only visible if you enable them here. Image logs and post logs are enabled by default, but you can disable them at any time if needed. Debug log is disabled by default because it's primarily for development purposes. Our development team will need the debug log to understand and diagnose any problems if you encounter issues with the Turbosubdomains system. Enable this only when you're troubleshooting specific problems with the plugin. Additional post options. Remove pagination allows you to prevent pagination pages from being indexed by search engines. Best practice is to keep this enabled to avoid duplicate content issues. You can set the post excerpt length here, controlling how much text appears in excerpts throughout your site. The next option controls the number of posts that will be published for each campaign. Interval time controls the frequency of posting articles. As per the current settings shown here, the Turbosubdomains system will publish one article every 12 hours. However, you can customize this according to your specific needs using the number of posts and interval time settings. Important tip: this scheduling only works for the RSS, News API, and YouTube campaigns. AI content campaigns have their own scheduling system. Saving your settings. After making all required changes, remember to hit the Save button at the bottom left corner to save and activate your feed settings. This ensures all your configurations are properly stored. What's next? Let's meet in the next video to see some other settings. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next tutorial.